Hey there, welcome. Have you ever wondered what really makes a civilization tick? What builds up these massive empires and societies, and what eventually causes them to crumble? Today, we're going to talk about a hidden force, a kind of secret fuel that does exactly that. So let me ask you something. What do you think is the true source of a nation's wealth and power? Is it gold in a vault? Oil in the ground? A powerful army? Well, the source material we're digging into today says it's none of those things. It's something much, much deeper. And the answer is this incredible concept called Soma. Now, what is Soma? It's defined as the enormous integration of human resource. But it's more than just a headcount. Think of it as the compounded, collective energy that gets created when people truly work together. It's the life force of a society. And here's a really powerful way to get your head around it. Soma is to an institution what prana or life force is to a person. Without prana, a body is just a collection of cells. And without Soma, a society is just a bunch of individuals milling about. Soma is what makes it all feel alive. But here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial. Soma doesn't just happen by accident. It's like a harvest. It has to be skillfully cultivated, nurtured with continuous effort in just the right environment. If you want lasting prosperity, you have to work to build and protect that collective energy. Okay, so if Soma is the fuel, how is it actually generated? How is it used? Well, it turns out that all human institutions are basically built on one of two completely opposite foundations. It's a fundamental split that really shapes everything. So you've got these two paths. On one side, there's the Devanava Vyavastha. These are institutions built on what the source calls vicious circles, and they lead to a society that's just not in harmony. And on the other side, the Deva Vyavastha, institutions that are all about virtues and guided by principles, or dharma. And that path creates harmony. You can see how these two lead to totally different worlds. So what exactly are these vicious circles and virtues? Let's get into the specifics now and look at the actual forces, the real psychological fuel that power each one of these systems. The Danava institutions, they run by stirring up what are called the Ari Shut Varga, or the six enemies within the people. We're talking about Kama, which is desire, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Moha, delusion, Madha, pride, and Matsyarya, jealousy. By poking these very potent emotions, you can get people on your side, grab power, and build your whole system. And then, in total contrast, you have the Diva institutions. They're founded on the Shatsampathi, the six virtues. Things like austerity, control, endurance, and balance. These are forces that are cultivated to create stability and well-being for everyone, not just chaos for the benefit of a few. When you see them side by side like this, the contrast is just, wow. It's night and day, right? A system that runs on greed and anger versus one that runs on control and balance. You can just feel how different those two societies would be. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. This isn't just a one-time choice a society makes. The source uses mythology as this powerful metaphor to show that this is actually a constant cosmic balancing act, a never-ending cycle of power shifting between these two forces. And this is so important to get. Neither side gets to win forever. The balance is always moving, always in flux. Virtuous systems can lose their way and the bad guys can be taken down. It's an ongoing struggle. So this mythological cycle plays out in about 4 stages. First, the Devas, the good guys, keep their society harmonious by drinking Soma. Then, the Dasanavas start to rise by stirring up those 6 enemies in people, which drains the Soma away. Third, the Devas get weaker and weaker, and they lose their power. And finally, some kind of restorative force, called Vishnu in these stories, shows up to bring balance back to the world. So where does this power to restore balance come from? It's a concept called Soma Garbha, which basically means the womb or the source of Soma. It's described as this widespread decentralized network of sources that when they come together can defeat the imbalance and bring harmony back. It's like a deep collective wellspring of good. Okay, so this whole framework is pretty mind-blowing, but what does it actually have to do with our lives? With the real world? Well, let's bring this cosmic idea right down to Earth and see how it explains one of the most fundamental things humans do: migrate. This quote from our source just hits so hard. It basically reframes everything we think about why people move. At its core, it's about Soma. People migrate when their collective life force, their peace, their prosperity, is being taken away or just isn't being fulfilled where they are. So you can see migration through this lens of a giant push and pull. The Danava system, the one that runs on those 6 enemies, it depletes Soma. It creates instability and conflict. That is the push. And meanwhile, the Deva system, the one running on virtues, it cultivates Soma, creating harmony and opportunity. And that is the pull. People are literally pushed away from chaos and pulled towards stability. And this leads to a pretty profound idea. Every great movement in human history, whether it's for land, for trade routes, or for freedom, can be seen as just a symptom of this deep, fundamental human search for Soma. We're all looking for a place where our collective life force can actually thrive. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a final thought to take with you. Just take a look at the institutions that shape your life, your job, your community, your country, and ask yourself, which forces are being cultivated here? Are they tapping into those 6 enemies, or are they trying to nurture the 6 virtues? The answer? Well, the answer might just tell you everything you need to know about the future.